Hello guys, myself Manoj Sharma. Welcome to TechnoSage. So in this video, we will be talking about the slicers in Excel. So slicers are related to the pivot table. I have created a video on pivot table. If you want to learn what pivot table is all about and how we can implement the pivot table in our sheet, you can check the description box. I have kept the link for the pivot table video in the description box. So let's see what slicers are all about. So slicers enable you to filter data within a pivot table. And if you insert slicer, it will appear as a set of buttons allowing for rapid filtering of data. So let's see slicers with the simple example. So on the screen, you can see a donation table where you have the date on which the donation was made, amount, city, and payment type for individual donations for a particular day. And we will be creating a pivot table out of it. So how to create a pivot table? Again, you can refer to the video in the description box. So here I will just create a sample pivot table out of the donation table. Click onto any of the cell in the table and go to the insert tab, and under insert tab, click onto the pivot table. It will by default select your entire table and just create a new worksheet. Click onto OK, and an empty pivot table will be created. On the right side, you will see the pivot table fields. These pivot table fields you need to select in order to create the pivot table. So we will drag the city to the rows section or to the row box, and then we will select the payment type into the column section, and then we will drag the amount to the value section. And now you can see that my pivot table is created successfully with the amount, city, and payment type, where my row is the city, my column is the payment type, and the values that are there inside my pivot table is the sum of the total amount, or is the sum of the amount. So now let's consider that this data is very huge and you want to filter out some of the data based upon the row label or based upon the payment type. So how you can do that? So here comes slicers to the rescue. So all you need to do is just select any of the cell inside your pivot table, go to the pivot table analyze section, and under pivot table analyze, you will see an option called as insert slicer. Click onto the insert slicer, and insert slicer will ask you what type of data you want to put into your slicer. I will select the city and the payment type. Click onto OK. And you can see there are two slicers created. First is the city and second is the payment type. So these are basically the filter option or the slicers to filter out your data under the pivot sheet quite easily. And now let's see how these slicers are helpful in order to filter out the results. So let's say I just want the city data for the Atlanta only. I will click on to Atlanta, and you will see the data related to the Atlanta will be visible, and where the two payment type, one is the gift card and second is the online, will only be highlighted, and rest two, because these are not available for Atlanta, these will be in grayed out section. If you click to gift card, so you can see that the data for Atlanta only for the gift card will be visible. If you click on to online, you can see the changes that the row label is for Atlanta and the column label is for the online, or the payment type is for the online, and you will see that the information for Atlanta for online payment will be visible. You can select multiple options from the city as well using the shift key. Click onto the shift key and you can select multiple options from here. If you want to clear the filter, click onto this funnel option and this will clear your filters. And now you can again select the multiple selections using the shift key and selection, and you can see that I have selected 4 cities and these 4 cities are listed and all the payment types are listed over here. I'll select just the card one, and since card is only for the Austin and Chicago and not for these two, so the data for Atlanta and Columbus will not be visible. I'll select now cash also, and this time you will see that one more city is added. I'll select the gift card also here, and now you can see all the cities are listed. Now I will select the online mode also, and since I have selected 4 cities under the city option, so all the cities will be listed because I have selected all the payment type that were available for all those 4 cities. So in this way you can filter out the things quite easily, and you can analyze the data quite easily when using these slicers. So this was all about slicers and how slicers work in pivot table. If you have any questions or doubts, please do let me know in the comment section. Please stay tuned for more such videos. Thank you so much for watching.